Usually people kind of stay like video off and I'll have engagement prompts and stuff when you guys can speak and everything like that, but this is the middle of the day, so majority of people are working or like not able to participate. So don't feel like you have to have your camera on or anything like that. Hey Takira, how's it going?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. Did you enjoy our one-on-one call last week?
Yes, I did. I've actually been working on some things. I talked to K Mesh
Okay,
and I'm
well,
gonna be
there we
going to
go.
some like outings. So yes.
Oh, you talked to K Mesh about outings and stuff?
Yes, thank you so much.
Oh my
He's been sending
gosh,
them
I'm
to
so
me
happy about
too.
that. Yeah, bro,
Yeah.
I'm like anybody in LA, like I gotta link y'all up.
Thank you so much. It's been helpful because there's like this new thing called Open Wave and they're looking for new artists and she's been sending me like just links for that too as well.
Yeah, like in LA, there are so many like showcases and like weekly things going on. Like before the pandemic and stuff, there used to be a place called like The Study and all of that. So it's always growing, it's always changing, but it's always great to have people who have like their boots on the ground in LA who can give you guys those kinds of recommendations. Because look, I know my strengths, live events and stuff like that are not like my strength because I don't work in that space, but I'm happy that I was able to connect you with someone who could help you with that for sure.
No, but girl, you have the connection, so thank you. Getting it together.
You are welcome. I just found out today that someone nominated me or invited me to be a part of the Recording Academy. So that is super exciting.
Congratulations!
Thank
Congratulations.
That's
That's
you.
amazing.
major!
Thank you. Like, listen, I don't know what God's up to. I also have a meeting next Monday to be an advocate for Spotify. So that might be
Girl.
my first brand partnership. And
Okay,
yeah,
you
so
better work.
yes, I'm so excited. Like, listen, I started this company just because I like helping music artists and I didn't like working for corporate music. And the way that things just keep growing and stuff, it's like beyond my wildest dreams. So everything that just keeps happening, I'm like, okay, okay, God, okay, okay. Like, listen, excited for it all. Thank you. Thank you, Takira. I hope Rocky is able to attend. So Robin and Rocky are our new Inner Circle insiders. We have my girl
Hi.
Angelica in here.
Hey,
Oh my
Remy.
gosh. Yes, everyone say what's up to Robin. Angelica, this is her first time being able to join one of our live trainings, so I'm excited to have her in here.
Hey,
What's going on?
can you hear
Yes,
me?
I'm glad I get to be here with y'all.
Same. I'm so happy we could have y'all in here. And yes, Angelica, we can hear you, my girl. So Angelica actually used to be one of my premium service clients. We worked one-on-one together for 6 months and I helped her release a single as well, no, two singles and an EP in the 6 months that
You
we
said
worked
who?
together. Angelica, so Angelica Foray, she's right there with like the
Oh
two
yeah.
afro puffs. But if you guys ever wanted to know what it's like to like work with me like one-on-one every week, please DM her on Discord or on Instagram, whichever one you guys check for most. I think it's definitely Instagram. But I want you guys to continue connecting. I feel like June was a really great month. We just closed out like our 30-day challenge, and my favorite part was how much we came together as a community, like how much interaction we had, because that was a part of the challenge. Like you guys
Yeah,
had
I'm
to,
I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna listen. But yeah, yeah.
what's up for? You say you're gonna sit here and listen? Are you, wait, I can't hear you. Are you trying to talk to us? Okay,
Um, this lady who got
okay, I'm muting. I don't think he knows he's unmuted. Oh, thank you, Angelica. I appreciate it. But yeah, my favorite part of the 30-day content challenge was the amount of community that we had. was you guys talking every day in the Discord server. And so I really want to keep that going. So we are now up to, I think last time I checked, 31 members in our Inner Circle Insiders community. So super happy about that. Um, Now let's get into what we are all here for. So I know that I have been talking a lot about branding. I have been talking a lot about content, but my actual favorite thing to do in music, period, is rollouts, release planning, the marketing. So this is actually about to be my favorite month. So welcome to Release Planning Month. That's what we are doing this month. This is the first time that I've taught release planning because usually I'm just doing it all. And like the artist is just like, I got this. I got a notebook full of songs. I got some beats. I want an album to come out in May. And I'm like, okay, let me figure out how we're going to do that. But now I get to teach you guys about how to build rollout plans that actually work and that are grounded in intention, that have brand alignment, and that can help you guys achieve like real goals versus just vanity metrics of I want to have the most streams and the most followers and I don't know how and I'm gonna just try everything I can and hope that something sticks for the birds. And that's why everyone in the music industry has been in it for like 10 plus years, and when they make it, it seems like they're an overnight success. um so drop a mic in the chat if you plan to release something in the next 3 to 6 months. I want to know, does anybody have any new music releases that they're going to bless us with? Yay, Takira has some new music. Moon, your song comes out tomorrow. Congrats on your first release ever. I think that's the first time you're releasing music, period. So, congratulations, my lunar girl. I'm so proud of you. Um, Reem, Angelica, Langley, Robin, oh my goodness, everyone is releasing music. This is crazy. What a great time. And even for you, Moon, like this is your first song, so I'm just proud of you for getting it out. Don't feel like, oh, I should have done this, or I should have done that, or I should have, baby. It's the you got time, okay? And every release is a learning lesson. You have to release to learn. You have to, right? And I think something that happens to a lot of artists is that, I mean, y'all are sensitive. You know, y'all are artists. You're sensitive about your shit. So you hold on to it forever. You might perform it, but you don't want to release it because you're like, I need to have the perfect deal and the perfect manager and the perfect rollout, or else my art doesn't deserve to be seen by the world. And in 2025, things are just different. We are able to connect with more people in more ways than we ever have been able to before. And the only person who is expecting a major label level rollout is typically the artist. Usually, their fans or consumers of their music know that they're indie and they're not expecting the sun, moon, and stars. They're just happy to have their music. So, as a manager, that like I care about you guys. I'm always artist centered and are always artist first, but that's the first thing that I want to do is manage your expectations. I want you guys to know that every release is a learning lesson. It does not matter how it performs, whether it does what you want it to do or it doesn't. You did something and you can learn, and that's how you get better. So, I'm excited to see all of the mics in the chat. A bunch of you guys have releases coming out, and I'm super excited about that. I am working on a new workbook, of course, because we have new workbooks for everything that I teach. And so before we build content, timelines, hype, we need clarity. That's the first thing that we need. So the first module that I am teaching, I'm calling them modules now instead of courses because I feel like a course is intense. But the first module is to clarify your vision. So we want to figure out what song are we releasing? Why am I choosing this release date to choose this song? What is the story about this song? Who did I make this for? Right? So this isn't about what you're dropping, it's about why now, for who, and what you want it to do for you, honestly. And so a lot of times, if we go into releases without thinking about what do I want this release to do, maybe you have thousands of followers, but you're only getting hundreds of monthly streams, you know? Maybe you have hundreds of thousands of monthly streams, but you're only getting, 200, 300 views on your videos. Maybe you built a brand that has nothing to do with your music. So every time you talk about your music, nobody cares, right? Wherever you are at, whether it's your first release, your fifth release, or your 15th, clarifying your vision and having your strategy, it always has to come first. Because, like I said, if you don't set goals or intentions before you start doing these things, you're going to burn out. You're going to keep doing things, being like, I need 1 million streams. I need to get signed to a label. I need a platinum record. Like having all of these goals that are not realistic for where you're at in your journey. And since you think that you're not doing things to that scale, you're thinking that you're not successful. So instead of doing that, let's reflect and figure out some real goals. So let me share my screen with you guys and show you the brand new workbook. It's a work in progress. So some of the some of the numbers and stuff are off. Don't pay attention to that, okay? um so this is my new unreleased workbook. It's your release blueprint. That's the theme for 2025. I'm giving all of you guys the blueprints, the foundation to build your career on. And so this is a guided workbook. This is actually a picture of me at a show. I don't even know if you can tell because it looks super dark. This is a picture of me at a show. I'm on my phone. I have the merch for the client that I was managing at the time. Like the merch is in my hand. And then we're at sound check, and that's actually her on stage. But I tried to kind of like blur it out. So, but yeah, that's what that is. This is kind of an overview of what you can expect. Like I said, don't pay attention to the numbers, those are going to change. This is what we're going to be working through the entire month. So, first, this week it's clarifying your vision. We'll go through all these different sections today. Next week is your rollout roadmap. So that's my that's my favorite part, y'all. I'm such a type A planner, organizer kind of girly that when creatives come to me with chaos, I'm like, bet, let me get this together. Like, so yeah, I love doing timelines. I love like working backwards. And so I'm going to teach you guys how to do this for yourself. Then week 3. So we have talked about creating content, but when we talked about creating content, that was more evergreen content that will work for you at any time as a music artist. This is oh, not the typo. Wow, I'm pissed. I'm gonna have to fix that. But this is specifically about you doing content to promote your single. So this is specifically if I am in rollout promo mode, what is my content strategy going to be now? Because you're not an influencer. You're not an influencer. You do create content, but you create content with the intention of attracting your fan base and building, an audience that cares about your music, not just wants to hang out with you because they think you're cool. Like, sure, we want that in the off season, but when I have some shit for you to support me, I also need your support. And so that is what we are going to be teaching is like how do we create content that gets us the support we need for our release. And then fourth and final is we're going to launch and learn. So this is going to be like what worked, what didn't. How do we repurpose the stuff that did work to continue the momentum after we have released our song? And then I'm going to include a case study of my newest client. Her name is Chrysanthemum. She literally, I started with her from zero on all streaming, well, of course on all streaming platforms, but zero on all social media platforms. Um and she built a social media following in a different career, but she wanted to start fresh and do things just about her music. And literally like song one like got her into into the studio and did song one. So I keep joking about how like an artist can come to me with like a workbook or a notebook full of songs and like some YouTube beats. She's the artist that I'm referring to because she literally, when we started, she was like, I got these songs, I got this vision, I got these beats from BeatStars, and I'm gonna just go into the studio and I feel like I can make this album in like a month. I calmly, politely laughed in her face, told her how much I loved her, and said, let's start with song one. And and it literally took her like 2 months to record the first song and to get all the assets that she needed and all of that. And so it's like it's a learning experience, right? Like you don't know what you don't know. Like in your mind, in your head, this shit seems easy as fuck. When you actually try to do it, that's a whole different story. So I'm gonna give you guys like that case study just so that you guys can learn what we did with Chrysanthemum. But like I said, we started in zero in April. Now she has over 34,000 followers on Instagram. I don't even know how many she has on TikTok. Some of her most popular videos have like 1.7 million views. Like it's really just her figuring out how to be herself online and how to also kind of roll out the red carpet for her music journey. But without further ado, let's get into our first part of the workbook. So I'm not going to bore you guys with like the welcome section and how to use it. But let's get into module one about clarifying your vision. And let's do it together. So if you have your own notebook at home for you to take notes, or if you just want to use the notes app on your phone. Oh, that's my baby. He's 4 now. He's not even a baby, but I just thought that was cute, so I would share. Um, but now is the time. Now is the time. Grab your things, and let's get into it. Okay. So, as you guys can see on here, I have reflection prompts for you. So before you build a plan, reflect on what this actually means to you. A lot of times people want to jump into creating content, but they're not even thinking about the feeling that they're creating with their music. They're not even thinking about who they made this music for. Yasmin, why are you writing on my notebook? No, I'm playing. That was probably an accident.
My bad. That was an accident.
It's okay, girl. It's okay. I
Yeah,
didn't even know
he's
you
pretty
could do that. I
professional.
was like, oh, okay. We edit in the documents.
I know. I didn't know either.
Yeah, no, fun. Zoom be trying to come up with the things. If you guys were all showing your faces, I would do the immersive view that looks like we're in a classroom and like everyone would look like they're in a seat, but that's not a requirement. um, so you want to ask yourself, of course, what's the name of the song or the project that you're releasing? I know that that might sound crazy, but the what you refer to it while you're recording it in the studio or while you're even going back and forth with like demos, mixes, and finalizing the track, that might not be the best name for the song. That might just be what it was easy to refer to it to, right? So whatever you say the most in the chorus does not always have to be the name of your song. You want to have like intention with it. What inspired this song? What is it about for you, right? So, is this your Hot Girl Summer theme song? Is this your I'm coming outside again? Is this your I'm depressed and I need a friend and the only friend that I have right now is music? Is this your I look too fine to be tied down. Like that's what inspired this song. Like what is this about? Like let us know. Number 3, why is now the right time to share it? Why are we selecting this date? Is it have to do with a cultural reference in the song. So to use Angelica as an example, we released her EP in February around Valentine's Day, and her EP it started off because she found random voice memos on her phone of her ex playing the guitar. And she was like, this is actually pretty good. And she was like, why would I let all of this just go to waste? And so she just like banged out an EP in like a month, maybe 6 weeks. And boom, we released it in February and we called it the X Files because it's literally like files from her ex. And one of the first songs is like a very lovey-dovey kind of song. Visually, it's talking about like running through the meadow, and it just invokes emotions and feelings that are like, ooh, I'm sprung, like packing the U-Haul after we just met in the club sprung. Like those are the kind of feelings that it kind of invokes. And so the imagery was, it was soft, it was roses, it was denim, it was white background. She had her hair in braids. She lives in Maryland, so when it became warmer and it wasn't February anymore, she had live performance visuals in the park, because when you hear this song, that's what this song sounds like. So knowing seasonally, like, why am I releasing this song? What does it have to do with what I'm talking about in this song? And also personally, is it around your birthday? Do you get crazy engagement around your birthday? Do you get crazy engagement around Labor Day because you're always the person that has the turnups? And so, everybody is tapping in with you. Like, that is what I mean with why is now the right time to share it. If you're just picking a release date out of a hat, I mean, that's fine, but it's better if you're a little bit more intentional with it? What do you want your audience to feel or take away from this release? That's the personal answer. Only you know why you made this music, and only you know what you want other people to feel when they listen to it. So be very intentional. And then the final thing is, does this song align with your brand? Why or why not? So, those are some really great things for you to reflect on as you are starting to plan your release. Drop a little leaf emoji or a little growing emoji, a plant emoji, if you think that these reflections are helpful for you when it comes to trying to decide which song you want to release next, or even running through the songs that you're releasing and figuring that out. Let me know. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love the four-leaf clover that you guys dropped. I was like, drop a plant and some four-leaf clover. It's so cute. Oh, Maine. My bad, girl. She lives in Maine, not Maryland. I'm from California. All those East Coast M states, Maryland, Massachusetts, Maine, like they all roll together. Yeah, no, I know. Everybody did the same plant. That's actually super fire and funny. But okay, love that that helped. So now that we know why, let's talk about what success looks like. And not just what does success look like for a music artist? No, baby, what does success look like for you? What's your success looking like, right? So if you haven't noticed, I'm okay. In the past workbooks, I was very like worksheet heavy, but that's because I be thinking big, bitch. I be like, we need to know all of this information and all of these answers. For this workbook, I have like tried to slim it down and make it more concise and just a little bit easier to work through because I don't want you guys giving up. I don't want you guys being intimidated and being like, I'm not doing all that shit. Like, so that is why I try to kind of slim it down for you. So, setting your intentions and your goals, um, and what success looks like for you. Here are a few goals that you could work towards. Everybody's goals are different, but are you looking for growth? Do you want to grow followers? Are you looking to build a deeper fan connection? Do you have followers, but does no one see your post? Does no one like talk in your comments, is no one doing the actions that you are asking them to do to support your career. Do you want to drive streams and sales? So maybe you have a cool number of followers. Maybe you do have great conversations in your comments and DMs. And now you want to focus on converting those connections into actual support. Are you looking to build buzz for a future project? Are you like not really ready to release the whole project, but you're ready to start kind of building the world? Is that the goal for this release? Are you looking to book shows or press, right? You could be at the point where you're like, I am hitting a plateau. I keep streaming at the exact same level. I want to take my career to the next level. So the next level is definitely booking shows and press, or something else. You could have a different goal. Maybe you want to play your first festival. Maybe you want to headline your first tour. Maybe you just want like to be able to do music full time. Like those are not little goals. Those are very big goals, right? So pick 1 to 2 goals from the list on screen and drop them in the chat so I can see where you guys are headed. Let me know. So, if you want to grow your followers, your content strategy needs to center visibility. If you want deeper connection, then you should be focusing on storytelling and emotion forward content. If you want to be doing music full time, maybe you're not at that place in your career yet. Like, again, these goals, I gave you guys a range of goals based on where you're at in your career. You can't go from not releasing music consistently to I'm going to be able to do music full time, right? Like there's levels to this. Like we have to bring awareness to you as a releasing artist. Then you have to build connections with the people who are now aware of you. Then once you have built engagement and connections and trust, then you're able to convert them to do an action. So whether it is them buying your merch, buying tickets to your shows, giving you their email, so you can have a newsletter or doing a pre-save for your next single, right? So it's like everything comes in levels, and we can't just go from not consistently writing, recording, and releasing music to I'm a full-time music artist superstar, right? Even if you go viral, like that's not a guarantee that you are going to be able to monetize off of your music. And that of course is the goal. That's of course the goal. We all want to monetize off our music, but I'm just trying to teach you the steps that it takes to get there. But yeah, it's a good goal to have. I'm not knocking nobody's goals. Drive stream slash sales and grow followers. Yes, Honey Gold Jasmine. I haven't looked at your followers, but you have really great engagement. You have really great engagement. And you're from the Bay. I feel like you should be doing like remixes of Bay Area songs that we grew up with. Um, and trying to I don't know if you have like attended La Russell's like backyard shows, if you've gone to any of Empire's like past the Aux events, because you're so good at building and creating community, but I know that you're struggling to convert that community to support your music. And so, yeah, that's a would love to work with you one-on-one. Robin said, grow connection, stream slash book shows. Got you. Rocky said, grow followers and deeper connections. These are great goals. Langley, reach slash identify ideal audience. And I mean, for the reach, like that, of course, will take strategy. As far as identifying your ideal audience, that really takes research, like going within and knowing like who you're made your music for and where do they hang out on the internet? Like, what are they into? And even thinking, like, if I had one, Gen Alpha follower, one Gen Z follower, and one millennial follower, what are these different girls like that are all a part of the same club and that all like my music, right? Um, Takira doing music full time. Yeah, I mean, baby, you a full time creative, period. Like, I just kudos to that you can live off of your dancing and your acting. But yes, doing music full time. That's the curse of being a multi-talented or a multi-hyphenate, I should say. Uh, Got you. Honey Cold Jasmine. I write too slow, but I'm fixing my habits. Love it. Robin, excuse me, didn't know my mic was not muted. Oh, you're fine, babes. It literally like it happens all the time. It's all good. Grow and build fan connections. Yes. Yes. Great goals, you guys. I'm happy about that. Um, so what is going away from the goals, more things that we should look at to set your intentions. What actions do you want your audience to take after hearing this song? So, everyone who dropped a mic, who has a song that they are releasing, what do you want them to do? Are you, and this is going to be based off your goals. If you're trying to grow followers, then the goal is going to be to follow. If you are trying to drive streams and sales or even build connections, it might be to save because you want them to save that post for later when your song actually comes out. Um, Building connections, you definitely want people to be commenting in your comments, but also you have to respond to comments and respond to DMs. Um, uh, so yeah, think about like what is the audience action or the call to action that you want people to be doing during this campaign so that you remember to actually tell them to do that. And you see how I didn't say like, oh, we want them to follow and save and join your email list. Like, we can't be everywhere and do everything all at once. Like, we can, but you're going to burn out and you're not going to do things well. So, again, this goes to you setting realistic expectations for where you are in your career, having those goals be in alignment with how do I take where I'm at to the next level, and then building your goals based on, okay, I know what I am trying to do. How am I going to make that happen? Right. So, the last thing for setting your attentions, and this kind of goes back to, I think, was it Langley who had talked about identifying? Yeah, identifying the ideal audience. So, who do you want to reach with this release? Do you want new fans? Do you want support from your current fans? Again, a lot of us can have a big following and a lot of followers and have nobody support our stuff. Like, so do we want to just engage with the people that are there already? Do we want more industry people to follow us and to be a part of the community that we are creating? Do we want to be more locked in with the local scene and take advantage of what's going on in our area to really build that up, you know? So that is a really, really great foundation for any release is clarifying your vision. And you start off by reflecting on why you chose this song in the first place, and then setting your intentions before we even start building the strategy. We got to know, you know, who do we do it for, right? Like we got to know. Takira, want more industry people and locals to connect with me. I have a lot of Chicago and NYC people right now, which is crazy because those are like really big cities. But if you were able to build community in Chicago and New York, you can do it in LA. Like you're well on your way. Um, all right. Jot down what audience action you want for your next release based on the goals that you shared with me in the comments. So you guys can take a look at these goals, at these examples for actions that they can take, and then let me know in the comments what action you want your audience to take to support your next release. Follow and save. Yeah, that's a good one. Follow and save. What were your goals for the next release, Rocky? Also, do you know Ayana? I saw that you followed her. So I was like, oh, are you in Atlanta?
No, I'm in New Orleans. We actually met at Ombre's show randomly, and then I know one of her friends, and we just connected. But yeah.
Yeah. I was managing her last year. She broke my heart, no shade, but
I saw all the stuff you were doing. It's so crazy because I met her, followed her, then I just was scrolling on TikTok and I saw you, but I didn't know y'all were correlated at all. And then I
yeah.
followed you, and then I was like, oh my gosh. And then I watched all of y'all's rollout and stuff, and it looked so good. And I was like, let me tap in. So,
Thank you. Thank
but I'm
you.
in New Orleans.
So hard. Oh my gosh, worked so hard on that rollout.
It was great. It was great. So.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Robin said comment/share and save my music. Also, are you guys posting links to stream your music in your story every day? Like Spotify generates them for free. Like you shouldn't just be posting when your song is out. You should be posting that on your story like every day just as reminders. And especially cuz a lot of times we post like a link where they can go and then they can select whichever streaming service they want and then they can stream from there. We're asking them to do too much. We're asking for too many options. Like, don't give them that many options. Just assume that everybody has the attention span of a goldfish. You got 9 seconds for them to lock in and take an action. Make it as easy as possible, right? So you can even change it, have different DSPs on different days. Mondays, Apple Music. Tuesdays is Tidal. Wednesdays is Spotify. Thursdays is Amazon. Fridays, SoundCloud, Deezer. Take your pick. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just always have different ways for people to stream your music on your story so that it's not salesy, but if they do want to fuck with you, there's an easy way for them to do it without them going to your profile, clicking the link in your bio, then hope, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got to make it as easy as possible. Okay. Book shows and increased number and ticket sales in LA. You're working hard on that. You're doing really well for that. Follow on streaming. Like Twitch streaming or like digital streaming platforms like Spotify and Apple? What do you mean you want people to follow you on streaming? Music streaming. I mean, they can follow you, but I think what is a I mean, you do want people to follow you. Um, what am I trying to say? You want people to follow you, but the engagement that you get, like the monthly listeners that you get and stuff, is a little bit more important than how many people follow you on DSPs because that shows how many people are actually spinning your track, right? So let's say you release a new song, it has over 100,000 streams. It's one of your most popular new songs. And then you're looking at your monthly listeners and you have like over 100,000 monthly listeners. Digital or DSPs is digital streaming platforms. So that is like SoundCloud, Apple, Amazon, Spotify, Tidal, like that's what DSP is. But when you look at that, you're like, oh, then people only played my song once. You see what I'm saying? Like if you're the amount of streams on your most recent song is like 100,000 and then you have over 100,000 monthly listeners, that's cool. That is cool. But then it's like, dang, they only listened once? Did they find me on a playlist? Like what's going on? Why am I not getting people releasing more? And so even looking at that client that I talked about, Chrysanthemum, she has, I think, about 4,500 streams on her latest song, and she has about 1,000 monthly listeners. And I like those analytics a little bit more because it's like, okay, even though she only has like 1,000 monthly listeners, they're listening to her song more than once, right? So it's showing that it has like playback or replay ability, you know? So different strokes for different folks. When I look at analytics, they're never evil. They're never the bad guy. They're just data. They're just supposed to like guide us on what we're doing and if we're doing it right. But if you're planning a release and you don't have these goals and all you're going off is analytics and vibes, you're going to feel so defeated. Um Oh yeah, Reem said, "Who said they in New Orleans? Rocky's in New Orleans." I have a question about that. I feel like people get disinterested with stories fast, especially Instagram. Should we post on stories every day? I feel like posting on stories every day is great because you don't want to post on your timeline every day. Like you can post on your timeline like maybe 3 times a week if you're in between actual releases. Um, but posting on your story every day, it shouldn't all be about you. You should be reposting like other artists that you fuck with. You should be reposting like motivational stuff that looks like the world that you are building. So if you look at my story, like even yesterday, I had said something about like following your intuition, but the style of that post, it looked like a burn book or whatever. And that's because my, style for my brand is Y2K, like all of that, right? So it's like your story is a way for you to earn brownie points with the native algorithm that you're posting on so that they feel that you are consistent. And when you do post, they're going to push it out. And it's also a way for that native algorithm to learn who you are and what you like. So when you do post, they know who to show your shit to. So, oh yeah, Reem and Rocky link up. Look, Reem's in Baton Rouge. What they got going on out there? All I know when I think of New Orleans, I just think of, oh my gosh, I think of Bourbon Street and I think of like those Gatorade drinks and like the neon thing. Good times. Good times. But speaking of metrics, that's the last part that we're going to go over today. And so the next part of the workbook, let me zoom out so y'all can see the full page, is SMART goals and a success metrics tracker. So if you have looked at my previous workbooks, I'm all about SMART goals. Like again, I am a type A organized kind of girly. But the reason why I like to do SMART goals is because when you're creating goals, they do need to be specific. You need to be able to measure them. They do need to be achievable, and they have to be relevant to like what you're doing, where you're at, and they need to be time bound, right? So if you're saying I want more followers, okay? You want more followers on which platform, right? And how many more is more? Do you want to double your followers? Do you want 500 more? Do you want to hit a certain, benchmark because it unlocks a new ability? Like for me, even though I have like 13,000 followers on TikTok, I was real, real, real serious about YouTube this year. I was like, that's where the money's at. Because I can get 1 million views on TikTok and it don't matter. I get 1 million views on YouTube. That's 5 racks, right? Like that's where you make the most money. So I had the goal of getting at least 1,000 subscribers because that is just where that's like the entry point. Like you have to have at least 1,000 subscribers and at least, I think, 3,000 view hours like in the last year. So I'm still working on the view hours, but I hit the 1,000 subbies. And so it's like, it's not about like, yes, I wanted to grow, but I wanted to grow a certain amount of followers on a certain platform for a certain reason. You see? So it's like, again, we just because we can does not mean that we should do. And I think that's something that's very hard for artists as well, is because you're like, I could do this better. This could sound better. This can look better. And it's like, yes, baby, but just because it can doesn't mean that you should do it and put all your time, energy, and focus on something that you don't even know if you're going to get a return off of your investment. Like, let's be strategic about this and let's set SMART goals so that we can track them and see if it's actually helping us, right? Because the last thing that I want is for you guys to get burnt out. Like, because this music thing is hard. It's hard, it's long, it's consistent, and you can feel like I haven't grown any followers in the last year. I suck. Or you can get busy doing all the IRL things in music, right? So you're paying to have, performances on digital streaming platforms, you're booking shows, you're releasing songs, but is anyone listening to the music? You know? Like you were doing those things for you to make you feel like I'm a real music artist, baby. You're a real music artist if you write, record, and release music. That's all the validation you need, okay? So, looking at the SMART goals and success metrics tracker, drop one metric that you want to hit. So don't worry if it feels small. It could be, I want 10 DMs from new fans. You know, that is way better than 10,000 views on a random video, honestly. It's like 10 fans DMing you, right? So if you want to connect, then you're going to want more comments, right? If you want more visibility, then you're going to want shares. It's not enough for people to randomly view your stuff. Are they sharing my shit? Is my shit so good that they want other people to see it, right? So think about it. Choose some goals, some metrics, whether it's social media growth, whether it's saves, whether it's DMs. Choose something and let me know. Rocky said, hit 5K followers on TikTok. Hey, okay, I like it. Honestly, babe, just go live. Like going live will help you grow followers so much because every time you go live, your FYP is pushing you out to new people. Not like majority of my live streams, it's never people like it. Sometimes it's people that I see all the time. Like I be seeing you in there, but but a lot of times I'm being like pushed out to new people. That's why I'm always explaining who I am, what I do, all of that because it's like it's always new people in there who says, "How do we know what you're doing?" And I'm like, "Shut the hell up! Don't make me grab the plaque."
They'd be like, how do you know this is legit? This ain't legit.
Okay. I mean, you should just know because I actually know what I'm talking about. Like, do I sound like someone who doesn't know what they're talking about? But okay. Robin said, get more engagement for current followers to help gain new ones. Yeah, I feel you. So I feel like your goal is really probably going to be to get more shares on your videos. So maybe that's not a call to action that you tell your audience to do a lot. And I think, like, I haven't watched your content, but I did see that you were on RuPaul's Drag Race. And I know that y'all be funny on that show. So do it in like a relatable way where it's like you gonna fight them if they don't share your shit or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I don't know your brand voice or anything at all, but do it in a way that doesn't feel like gimmicky or like you're, an influencer or something. Being like, don't keep this to yourself. Like I always say, I'd be like, don't gatekeep me. That's my main thing. Because people be finding me and they be like, oh, I want to keep you to myself. I'm like, baby, these tips, this knowledge is ready to eat for everyone. You better share me, okay? So find your thing, right? That is going to encourage your followers in an organic way that feels like you. Honey Gold says, I would like to get 40 shares on my next release. Ooh, that's a nice goal. I like that. These are really great goals. I like them, you guys. Don't worry. So I will drop this in the actual Discord. If you're not in Discord, get your ass in there promptly, immediately. Rocky, I had to find you on Instagram myself because you're not in the Discord yet and you did not share your stuff. But we're really supportive around here. So we like to comment, we like to we like to, support each other's content and everything. But if you're not in Discord, we don't know you. So get in there. Tikira says, I want to hit a goal of 100 pre-saves for my next release. So working on the right way to create content to get them to pre-save. Yes. Yes, that is huge. And that's a really good goal. And Takira, I don't know who your distribution platform is, but no matter who you're distributing through, you can always use Feature FM to generate a pre-save link. And with Feature FM, they have to give their email to pre-save. So if you feel like your followers aren't going to do all that, don't worry. I know DistroKid creates pre-save links like in the back end on their own, so you don't have to go to Feature FM. But I always like Feature FM just because it's a two-way, it's a what is it? Two birds with one stone. Like I'm getting your email and you pre-saving my shit. Thank you. Appreciate it. right? So I'm always talking about ownership over your audience. So I needed that. Yes, thank you. Yes, Moon. Yes, Moon. Yes, I know you have a song coming out. So, yeah. But I mean, even after your song is out, the pre-save link then just turns into a streaming link that they can, stream your song on any platform. So, the last part of the live stream, and then we're gonna close out that I'm gonna go over with you guys is how to set your launch window. So the reason why I say a launch window is because sometimes we get too tied to a date. Like we have a certain date in our minds, and then we are doing things out of a broke mindset, out of a rushed mindset, and not a creative mindset, not what we need to be doing for our song to do its best, right? So even if you don't know the exact date, let's claim a window. Like this is the anchor for the rest of your rollout. Because again, in the future, we're going to be talking about creating whole timelines, working backwards and everything. So this is where you can create a window where you're aiming for your next release to be, between this date and that date. Um you always need to give yourself at least 4 to 6 weeks before you release any music. Um, you need time to, of course, ingest it into the distribution platform, but you also need time to build buzz. You need time to create aligned content because when you're doing a pre save campaign, this is your time to experiment. This is your time to be a weirdo. This is your time to have fun. And this is your time to see what works without the pressure of my song is out. I need people to stream it. My song is out. My song is out. My song is out. Like, no, baby, take this time to figure some things out, to figure what works best for the goals that you have. And also prep all the assets that you have. You guys, if you have never worked with a photographer or a videographer, a stylist, I just want to let you know they're all creatives too. And so if you're thinking that they're going to be more organized or have their shit together because you're paying them, think again. Think again. Like they're just as scattered as you, except you. And so it's your job to hold them accountable. You have deadlines, you have a timeline, right? And so before you even pay them a check, I need a game plan for this. Like this is when we're shooting. How much time do you need for editing? When can I expect to have my stuff back? I need it by this, no later than this date. And even the no later than this date, have it be a week before when you actually need it. Like because listen, you just cannot put all your eggs in one basket and put all your faith into other people and then have your entire rollout be ruined because Becky's cat was in the hospital over the weekend, right? And like things happen that we just can't control, right? Like you're not going to be like, fuck your cat, I have a release. Like, so um give yourself lead time when you are selecting your actual target release date. But yeah, that's really it. I always want you guys to have lead time so that you guys can do these things, but at this point in the workbook, um I want you guys to have a meaningful like reason behind your release. I want you to have at least 1 to 2 clear goals and audience actions. I want you guys to have those goals be SMART goals so that you have actual success metrics that you can track for what you want to do. And then just like a rough timeline. Like I said, set your launch window. Don't worry about doing the whole timeline. Just start with a window, baby. Like you got to have a window so that you know like when do I need at a bare minimum your cover art, right? You're going to need your mix and master and you're going to need your cover art by a certain time. And I usually like to have my things in DSPs 4 weeks before it's going to come out. Just like because my artists they be wishy-washy. They be like, I want different cover art 2 weeks before it's about to come out. And it's like if you don't change it in enough time, then it's not a guarantee that the cover art's going to be what you want it to be. So the more time in advance, the better. But yeah, y'all. That's it for me. I'm really proud of you guys already. Like all of you guys who dropped mics in the comments saying that you have music that's releasing. I'm really excited for you. But clarity is really the most overlooked part of the release process. So you guys are already ahead of the curve. Okay, any questions before I let you go? Look at me being on time and not going over 1 o'clock. I'm proud of myself.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Um, so currently I'm like out of my Instagram loop. I've been just focusing on TikTok. So like I'm trying to slowly make my way back to posting because it's kind of weird. You know, Instagram is a weird place now when it comes to algorithm and posting, I think. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you have any advice for like tiptoeing back into that.
Make content that performs well on each platform, right? So for me, I post on TikTok and go live on TikTok the most frequently because I was trying to grow an audience. When I started posting on Instagram more, you have to still post carousels. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it can't just all be you repurposing your TikToks. And even if you do repurpose your TikToks, like my educational content does really well on TikTok, but my storytelling content does really well on Instagram, right? And so it's like you're not going to know what performs better or what, does the things that you need to do until you post a little bit and experiment and see. But that would be my suggestion is for Instagram, that is everything does not have to be photo shoot to the nines. Like, no, baby, like it could be pictures of sushi, it could be you, just showing us what your life has been like lately in the studio, at your 9 to 5, going to concerts, whatever it is. Because Instagram is more about community and connection. TikTok is more about awareness and visibility and growing, like people just discovering you, period. So TikTok is this discovery app, Instagram is the community and engagement app, and then YouTube is really both because you could have 500 subbies and be on someone's YouTube main page if your, video is about what they like to look for and see. So, yeah, I hope that answers your question. Any other questions before I let you guys go?
Is this release guide in? Hey, Jasmine. First of all,
Hi.
first of all, I'm coming in the house unannounced. Okay. Um, so the workbook. This is in the Insider Circle online.
So this is going to be posted on Friday when I post the replay in your Insiders Hub in like the actual membership site.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. But I can also drop the current PF that I just showed you guys. Again, it's not finished. It only has like module 1 in there. But if you guys want to start working on it right now, I can drop it for us in the Discord. I'll drop it in the resources and tools chat. You'll get the first 7 pages of this PDF and you guys can just start working on it.
Yay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, you guys. So since I'm dropping this for you, I guess before next week's training, I would love for you to work on, something from module 1 and post one takeaway in the tips and challenges thread. So it can be a metric that you're doing, it could be your reason behind this release for your reflections, it can be new goals that you have, all of that. But I want you to work through this first module in the workbook and then post in the tips and challenges. And if you want my eyes on your release plan or something like that, Inner Circle Insiders, you guys get $100 off of your one-on-one sessions with me. So if you don't know, now you know. And if you're looking to book, just hit me up to know more and I'll send you that code so that I can have eyes on your release plan and I can give you tailored advice to what you got going on in your career. But yeah, that's it, y'all. The replay will be posted on Friday, and next week we're gonna get into your rollout roadmap. I'm so excited. I cannot tell you guys how much I love doing like timelines and release planning. Like, so my judge. But that's it for me. Thank you guys all so much. Do you know what the date and time is for next week's? Yes, babes. Every live training is on Wednesdays at 12 p.m. PT. And that is because of my work schedule and my son's preschool schedule. So it's going to be every week at 12 p.m. PT. And then in the events and reminders thread in Discord, we will always send the RSVP link. And I try as much as I can. I try to always send y'all the RSVP link the day before. I try to send it to all my close friends because the ICI is all of my close friends on no conformity. So if I'm not following you, please be sure to drop your socials and collabs and networking. But yeah, until next time, stay tuned with Jazz, you guys. Bye.